Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening all around the world, dear viewers. This is Mudassar Majeed, ESL expert and media professional from Pakistan. A very warm welcome to all of you in this International Mentors Forum. First of all, I would like to tell you something about this platform. This is a platform where we connect with our esteemed experts and visionaries from across the globe to explore thought-provoking topics that inspire growth, learning, and global understanding. Stay connected as we're going to dive into today's engaging discussion. So fasten your seatbelts. We have invited Madam Tala from the most prestigious place, most prestigious country, the Palestine. Madam, very warm welcome. Madam, how are you? Madam, can you hear me? Madam, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, now I can.
Okay, okay. So, Madam, please introduce yourself before our audience so that our audience may get to know about you. That was Madam Tala, because I have introduced you before our audience. So, please introduce yourself before our audience so that our audience may get to know about you. That who is Madam Tala from all the way from Palestine.
Thank you so much. Yes, hello everyone. Thank you, Mr. Mudassar, for having me. I'm so happy to be here. I'm Tala. I am a virtual exchange programs ambassador and I am a cross-cultural communication facilitator. I'm so happy to be here, by the way. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, thank you very much, madam. I really feel honored that I have invited the special guest from Palestine. Really feel honored, and it is when I just invited you, I was feeling very much happy that I'm going to invite a guest from Palestine. So I guess that this is the most prestigious place for for the Muslims. So in this way, I feel really honored. So, dear viewers, I would like to tell you something about the topic that we're going to talk about. That is about bridging the English language gap. How VE Virtual Exchange Program empower public and private school students in a university setting. So this is our topic on which today we're going to have a debate on. We're going to having a discussion. So this is the topic. And right now I'm going to ask the very first question to Madam Tala. That is about what key challenges do students face when they enter universities with a weak English language skills, because there are some certain students they are having a weak English. So definitely this is a common problem in the different, especially when it comes to English as a second language. So what do you like to say? What are the key challenges that students face when they enter at university with a weak English language skills? What do you say about it?
Okay, let me start just by emphasizing that this will also actually be based on my own experience when it comes to university. So basically, I would like to start by the whole learning process. When it comes to specific universities, you will see that most of its programs are conducted in English. So it would be so hard for me as a student with a weak English skills to actually be able to process that specific program. So that's why I'm talking about, reading, speaking, even writing English. So just think about it. Even it actually limits the options of when it comes to choosing a major. For example, we're talking about medicine programs, for example, or majors generally. It's mostly conducted in English. So how come you are a weak student when it comes to English to actually be able to process in this program? It wouldn't work. So that's why I would just tell you, and these are things that I've noticed when it comes to, for example, assignments or small tasks that are supposed to not take this much of a time. It would actually be a huge process to complete or a huge task to complete by students who are not very good at English. This is one thing that I could elaborate on or talk about. So I don't think that a student with, for example, 3.9 GPA and a weak English skills and can't even conduct a full sentence in English would be, I wouldn't even hire you if you come to me as, in
Definitely,
exactly.
definitely. Yeah. Yes, yes, please.
Yes. So here's one thing when it comes to actually the studying process or school years. So how about when we're talking about post graduation or I want to go and find a job? Just let me tell you something, Mr. Mudassir, when it comes these days when you want to apply to a certain job, they won't even when it comes to requirements of the job, they won't even mention being good at speaking, writing and reading English, because it's expected. So as someone who is trying to hire you, I won't even mention it because I expect you to be fluent when it comes to English. So that's why these are things we actually have to maintain and to take care of from a young age.
Definitely, that is, and especially as you have mentioned that if a student who got 3.9 CGPA, but he is unable to speak something on a certain topic, so that's why that you won't hire even. So that's why I guess that when a student he's getting good CGPA, but still if he's not fluent in English, so definitely he should need to think over it, and he should need to work on it on a very from the basic level, try to find out how he can cope up the deficiency and how he can improve his speaking style and all that. And especially in spoken English, fluency and accuracy both plays a very important role. If you want to speak good English, so definitely you should need to be very
Absolutely.
fluent and accurate as well. So that is okay. In this way, that's the second
Mhm.
question that I would like to ask over here. That how do virtual exchange program help bridging this language gap for the both public and private school students?
Okay, amazing. Let me just establish one thing firstly when it comes to actually the presence of English language in both situations or both scenarios. Here in Palestine, when it comes to English at public schools, they don't. It's not actually involved as much as it is involved in private schools, unfortunately. So you would see actually when it comes to private schools, the curricula itself is conducted in English, whereas in public schools, by the way, I'm a public school graduate, so it's basically pure experience we're talking here. There's only one material that's actually called English, and they would just give you very, very basic kind of things, just like reading. For example, things are associated with language, very, very basics, let me say. So that's something that actually created this kind of gap between the two. We're talking public school students and private school students. So how can these virtual exchange programs actually narrow the gap between students when it comes to university, as they are, we're talking post high school. They're both types of students here, public school and private school, are exposed to one environment, which is university. So how come they will be just bridging the whole thing, bridging this gap that is actually noticed and found between the two types? Basically, it doesn't. Let me just say that it doesn't do magic. It's not a type of magic, but it definitely improves, and it takes the whole thing to a better place. By that I mean practicing. I think we can all agree on that. Is all based on practicing. So if you practice your English, you're good to go. Just go for it. Start. Don't even be shy. We all do mistakes. Here, even talking with you, I think my language is not fluent as or is there you flaws are found. Flaws are always found. Yet you can start. I think this is the most important part, which is actually starting and just going for it. So practicing, of course, when there is a an environment or a foundation where you can actually go for it and just speak and try your English at first. What do you need to improve on? I think this is the first step, and this is what virtual exchange programs provide. First thing, I think also when it comes to confidence, it boosts confidence, and I'm talking about a personal experience. Just please, you had to see me at my first virtual exchange program, just very shy, can't even conduct a full sentence without, filler words or something, just and pausing. But I think by practicing and by time, when time passes, I'm just there for it. I just want to go and talk and express my opinions and communicate. So it actually does boosts your energy and your confidence too. In addition to building connections, this is something when it comes to orienting about, a certain virtual exchange programs, talking to students and just telling them what they are about to expect or what they are about to face when they actually are included in these programs. I always mention this thing, which is connections. I think virtual exchange programs are a huge opportunity to build connections with internationals. And just, talking to internationals for the first time, let me mention this. I've never traveled outside Palestine before. So my virtual exchange programs were my gates to the world, honestly. They were my gates. So building connections is something I actually do take into consideration. They will benefit you somehow, someday. This always a message that I try to give to students when it comes to orienting or talking about virtual exchange generally. Yeah.
Mhm. That's really great, and especially I'm just listening from Palestine. The student,
Yeah.
at that level, the teacher who is just having such a good energy in spoken. So I guess that he would be marvelous when he or she will be in the class. So definitely, I really impressed by that speaking style as well. The way you just explaining the things. It's it's more than any teacher who are teaching in the first world areas. So that's how. So I have conducted, I guess, that 243 international sessions. So I really got impressed the way you were just presenting the things, and I really feel happy that the people from Palestine, so they are at that level that they're just speaking something on such a things, which no, no, even though good teachers can't, even though a good, I have conducted the interviews of different teachers. They were not in this position to speak something more comprehensively as you're speaking. So that's really an honor for me as well that I have invited you as a guest. So next, I would like to ask that
Thank
in
you.
your experience, so which virtual exchange program activities or modules have the strongest impact on students' communication skill? What do you say about it?
Okay. I would say mainly activities that just put the students with internationals without me actually being a part of the whole thing. So as I mentioned before, I'm a cross-cultural facilitator and I facilitate dialogue sessions. My favorite part, actually, when I put them in breakout rooms, you go for it. I'm out of it. Let me see what you can do about it. You just basically, okay, this might sound evil, honestly, because you're putting them on the spot and you're just out of it, but it actually works. The outcomes of it are incredible. I'm always happy with the outcomes when they come back to the main room and we have we're reflecting, we're just discussing what happened in the breakout rooms. You would see the best outcomes ever. Breakout rooms always actually work. They always just because you're not there. They always when they in the main room and I'm the facilitator, just present with them, they would have this sense of comfort zone that I won't be exposed or I don't have to go and just talk because there's the facilitator, so I just have to be present. But
Definitely,
when I
definitely.
when I step back and the floor is yours, you would see them a bit. Firstly, they would just, why did you do this to us? But no, they would actually understand why did I do this to them. They would
Definitely,
love
definitely.
it.
Yes.
So yeah,
Mhm.
I think when you actually put them face to face with the internationals and just go for it, this is the best thing I could actually do and think of.
Yes,
So
definitely. Therefore, we have invited a lot of educationists from different parts of the area. So just we are just trying to make collaborative efforts to find out the potential, the experience, and the expertise that they have. Just try to share it out, and therefore we have an international mentors forum. So from
yeah.
there, we just learn each other, especially they are also learning from each other. So in this way, definitely when we're just getting connected through virtual exchange programs, we learn a lot of things, and that really helps us a lot, whether we are teaching in the classroom or wherever we are. So that's it. So the next question that I would like to ask over here that how do students' background from public and private schools influence their uh, learning pace in virtual exchange program? But I guess that there was some technical problem, so I would like to repeat the question one. Yes. So that is, but how do the students' background from public and private schools influence their learning pace in virtual exchange programs? This is the next question that I have put forward over here. So I hope so that you have gotten my question because there was a bit technical error. So that's why I repeated the question once again.
Okay. So basically, let me just emphasize on something. when it comes to private school students versus public school students, we're not only talking about a language gap that is found between the two, but also even when it comes to communication skills. You can actually, I'm not sure, it's not a good thing yet, okay, we have to improve it some way.